You are performing this repair at your own risk. You cannot be held responsible for any injuries to yourself or damage done to your device while attempting a repair.
This is a fast-paced version for experienced repair techs on how to replace a screen on your iPhone 5. Begin by powering down the device. Using a pentalobe screwdriver, remove the two pentalobe screws on opposite sides of the sync port. Apply a suction cup at the bottom portion of the screen. If the screen is cracked, you'll first have to apply packaging tape for an airtight seal. In the end, our screen will open up at an angle like this. There are 3 cables attached at the top. It'll take quite a bit of force and a few tries before we can release the screen. We're going to lift it up just enough so that we can wedge our plastic pry tool beneath the glass and run it around the perimeter to release the screen entirely. With the screen free from its snug fit in the casing, we can gradually lift it up towards the top. Be careful because there isn't much play in the cables. The screen will sit at a 45-degree angle to the rest of the phone. Our next step is to remove the metal plate covering the 3 screen cables. This metal plate is held on with 3 Phillips screws. The final screw isn't magnetized, so we'll leave it in place while we lift out the metal plate. The left portion of the metal plate has extensions that go underneath the logic board, so we'll need to slide it out from underneath. Using a non-conductive plastic pry tool, carefully unplug the cables in the order shown. The screen is now completely separated from the rest of the phone. In addition to the usual glass, digitizer, and LCD, the full screen assembly also includes the home button, earpiece, proximity sensor, and front-facing camera. The full screen assembly makes for the easiest and quickest possible repair. It's now time to plug in our replacement screen, and the cables will obviously go in the opposite order that they came out. It shouldn't require much force to plug in the cables. The connectors are very delicate, so if you find yourself having to apply too much force, back off, because you probably have to reposition the cable over the port. Next, we'll be reinstalling the metal cover, and remember that the left side first has to tuck underneath the board. Reinstall the 3 metal screws holding this plate down. Before setting the screen flush, you should power up the device and ensure that everything is working as it should. Be aware that the home button will not function until the screen is completely closed, as the contacts will not touch. We're now ready to set the screen flush. There's a lip at the top that tucks underneath the internal casing. We'll first need to set our screen at an angle and set the top portion flush. We can then proceed with closing the remainder of the screen. We want to gradually work our way from the top. You don't want to apply direct pressure at the bottom, because then you risk cracking the screen. We'll work our way up towards the top and seal it along the way. Work your way around the perimeter one last time and ensure that the screen is flush on all sides. Finally, reinstall the 2 pentalobe screws on opposite sides of the sync port. Check us out on the web at gadgetmenders.com, where we offer a full line of parts and repair services.